and thank you for joining me. My name is Blaine Anderson. I'm the founder and president at BANDER Wealth Management. I appreciate you taking a few minutes and allow me to share with you some details for this 2026 calendar year. Earlier, there were some remarks from the Federal Reserve leadership that struck a measured tone with us. They recognized the promise of innovation while also acknowledging that outcomes take time to prove themselves. That perspective closely mirrors how we think about markets here at BANDER Wealth. Our focus isn't on predicting outcomes, it's on discipline, balance, and building portfolios that can adapt across a wide range of possible environments. Now, when it comes to market context, markets have always moved through various cycles. After several years of strong returns paired with meaningful volatility, we're seeing an environment that feels a little more normal. Slower, but still positive growth. Inflation that bears watching, and interest rates that are no longer at extremes. Importantly, markets rarely move in straight lines. Corrections and pullbacks are a normal part of how markets function. And history consistently shows that patient, disciplined investors have been rewarded over time. Now, headlines around elections, geopolitics, or recession fears can feel urgent. But markets often incorporate that information well before it shows up in the news. At Bander, we define risk differently. Risk is not day to day market movement. Risk is the possibility of permanent loss or failing to meet your financial plan. Short term declines are expected, they're planned for. That's why we don't build portfolios around predictions or narratives. We focus on discipline, diversification, and preparing for a wide range of outcomes. Now, when it comes to innovation, I'd like to mention that I know that innovation continues to evolve, including advances in artificial intelligence. However, it remains to be seen how those investments translate into long term productivity. We're hopeful, but we're also cautious. Models and forecasts are only as good as their inputs. And as many investors were reminded during the COVID years, what's considered known at any point in time often changes as more data becomes available. That's why humility matters in investing. Allow me to share with you a few details regarding our portfolios, and in particular, our growth portfolio philosophy. This perspective is foundational to our model portfolios. The growth portfolio's purpose is long term capital appreciation, not short term market timing. Research shows that missing even a small number of the market's strongest days can significantly reduce long term returns. Those days often occur during periods of volatility, when emotions are highest. Investing with emotion can be costly. That's why our growth strategy emphasizes diversification, quality investments, and staying invested through market cycles. To complement that, we have our income portfolio. We know that growth alone isn't the right solution for every investor and that diversification matters, especially as clients move through different stages of life. Historically, high quality bonds have provided income and helped reduce overall portfolio volatility. Dividends have also played a meaningful role in long term equity returns. That income component can be especially valuable during periods when markets move sideways or experience temporary declines. Our income portfolio approach is designed to support cash flow needs, provide diversification, and reduce reliance on equity market appreciation alone. It includes a diversified mix of fixed income, dividend strategies, real estate, high yield investments, and private credit. A key component is our Bander Custom Income Notes. These are structured investments designed with a focus on income generation and disciplined risk management. This year, we've been particularly focused on tightening income strategies towards higher quality, easier to understand structures, and using cash intentionally for flexibility and known needs, not as a long term holding by default. When it comes to cash and rebalancing, beyond those emergency reserves and near term spending, excess cash can quietly drag on long term results. That's why we treat cash as a tool, not a strategy. We also lean on disciplined rebalancing, not dramatic changes, but thoughtful adjustments guided by fundamentals. Now, when markets drop, this is one of the most common questions we hear. What should I do? The honest answer, and it's not always popular, is that doing nothing is often the hardest and sometimes the most effective decision. Volatility is the price we pay for long-term returns. Periods of uncertainty can feel uncomfortable in real time, but they've also historically created opportunity for disciplined investors. Your portfolio isn't built for a single forecast. It's built to adapt across a range of possible futures. When it comes to year-round tax-smart wealth planning, one thing that often gets overlooked is the importance of this year-round planning. Wealth management and tax and investment management isn't seasonal. At Bander, we focus on tax-smart wealth management throughout the year, not just in April. That means proactive planning around income, retirement distributions, charitable strategies, and tax efficiencies, so opportunities aren't missed. Our planning is client-centered. We know that there's no one-size-fits-all portfolio. Every portfolio is built around your goals, your time horizon, your income needs, and your tolerance for risk. As those needs change, portfolios are reviewed and adjusted. Balance remains central to everything we do. As you know, you have a very advanced professional team here at Bander Wealth Management and many resources. Our investment approach and your financial planning is supported by the entire Bander Wealth Management team. Our advisory and planning team is led by Jeremy Barrett. Clients can access information to your accounts at any time through the Bander Portfolio Center. And please visit banderwealth.com and check out our Client Resource Center or our client portal meant for you as an additional resource. Now, in closing, we know that markets will continue to fluctuate. Uncertainty will always exist, and headlines will continue to change. But by staying disciplined, diversified, and focused on long-term objectives, we believe investors are better positioned to navigate a wide range of market environments. We value and thank you for the trust you've placed in your Bander Wealth Management team. We're honored to be your partner and welcome and invite your communication throughout the year. We're excited for our upcoming visits and having and sharing with you portfolio updates, as well as conducting a strategic financial planning meeting with you. Thank you.